Welcome to English 2. I'm your instructor, Kylene Bromley, and I'm going to be walking you through this class. Just as a heads up, I do want you to recognize that this is a 4-unit class. So it is a lot of work, but I guarantee you it is absolutely worth it. So in this class, you will be pushed in ways that maybe you didn't anticipate, in very good ways, opening up your mind to maybe new thoughts, new ideas, and new ways of doing things. So my goal in this class is to prepare you for the future and the outside world. All right. So future could be maybe classes you go to at Chico State, or who knows. All right. So real quick, my name is Kylene Bromley. I will be your instructor. I have been teaching for at least 2 decades. I have 2 master's degrees. I teach here at BU and I work at Chico State. So if you want more about me, go ahead and check out the Introduce Yourself. I throw in a little bit more about me and my cat and my husband. Okay, I'm going to cover the syllabus as fast and quick as I can so that way you can take the syllabus quiz right after this and feel very confident in what to expect for this class. First and foremost, please go to the syllabus page. You're going to see a syllabus link. Click on that. You're going to see a whole list of things. Go ahead and walk through it with me if you'd like. I've tried to do picture-in-picture before with these videos. They don't work. They're a lot of time, and then I feel like I've wasted a lot of energy. So we're just going to do it this way. All right, so again, this is a 4-unit class. Imagine it's a class with a lab, all right? And for our lab, it's a lot of reading and writing, which is great. It's fantastic. It's an excellent way for you to get your feet wet and understanding what the academic world is like and for your life outside of school. Okay, so just so you know, in this class, we're going to be doing a lot of research, a lot of reading. Reading is the key part to being a great writer. I know this is a composition class, but with composition, you must read. Okay, how are you going to know how to write if you don't know how to write? Right? Anyway. Okay, so first and foremost, required materials. You don't need a Google account. If you have one, fantastic. We will be using it. The only time we're going to be using our Google accounts is going to be when we do rough drafts. I give you a link, I give you the folder, I set it all up for you. All you have to do is make a Google Doc. If you don't know how to do that, don't worry, I have a link for that too. All right, obviously you need Canvas for this class because it's an online class. Please be well versed in Canvas. I will give you links on how to do it. I will even walk through it myself with you if you'd like. I'll give you a link to that. So you have a lot of different ways of knowing how to use Canvas. And some people might be like, oh, it's overwhelming. Don't panic. Click around. You're going to figure it out. We work in modules. So always remember, modules is where everything will be. You'll probably at your homepage get sent to the syllabus, which is great. That kind of gives you your walkthrough and your links. But always go straight to modules. Okay. Once you get kind of used to the format, you're going to see everything is in absolute order from when we're going to start with it, how we're going to work with it, when it's due, what's next. It all goes in order. So you don't have to worry about clicking around and trying to guess where things are. And I will always update you during the week to let you know where we're at, what week we're in, and what module we're in. Okay? You are going to need at least some kind of laptop, desktop, tablet. I would highly suggest not trying to do the online class on your phone. I have seen many a time, one, where it's not as fun, and two, it doesn't really work as well, and I don't think you get as much out of it. So if you, for some reason, need to get onto a desktop, Butte College does have access to computer labs, and you are free to go in there at any time. They have one on the main campus, and they also have one at the Chico Center, and I believe they have some also at the Glenn Center if you need. So anyway, I'm letting you know this now, that as we go ahead, that trying to do this class on your phone might be rather frustrating. I'm not saying you can't do it. I'm just saying you might not get out of the class as much as you would if you were doing it on a laptop. And I've just seen that from my experience using my phone and the laptops or desktop or whatever. I say laptop, desktops I prefer personally, but that's just me. I like sitting down and looking at a screen in front of me. All right. Also, your participation. This class does require some group work. Yes, you have to work with other people, unfortunately, right? No, it's actually really cool. Students usually get a really good experience out of the group work. Majority of that group work is going to be your responses to discussions. So yes, you're going to be posting a discussion every Friday, and you're going to respond to your peers at least by Sunday. Sunday's the deadline, right? Post on Friday, respond by Sunday. That's always how it is. Every time we have a discussion, no changes, okay? So just make sure that you are giving your all on both the discussion and your responses, because it's always really cool when someone responds to your work and you're like, oh, thanks, I'm glad you read into that. That's what I want you to do to your peers, okay? Your participation within group work also includes when we work with rough drafts. Again, rough drafts will be in the Google Docs only. It's the only time we use Google Docs. It's gonna be with rough drafts. In there, you're going to be responding to everybody in the group that I assign you, and then everyone in that group is going to be responding to your work too. So make sure, we're going to go into detail about how to do this. That's where you do a lot of your interactions with your peers. So just as a heads up, you're going to be working with your peers in some way, shape, or form. So just be ready for that. And please note there's a responsibility to that where it comes to managing your time well. Okay, please manage your time really well so that way you get things in on time, and so that way your peers can get to you. I'm going to talk about late work in just a second. Usually there's a very hard no on that. We're going to talk about that in just one second. Okay, assignments. I'm going to try and get through this as fast as I can. Luckily, it's a video. You can go back if you have questions. All right. Assignments that we are going to have. You are always going to have reading. You're always going to have reading. Be mindful of that, and be time conscious. I also put how long that the reading is going to be, whether it's a time, whether it's how many pages, because sometimes obviously it's a link to a website, so you're going to have more of a time than pages. You're always going to have reading. Be mindful of that. Reading is good. Be in the habit of wanting to read more and getting to know more information. Pretend you're scrolling through Tiki Talkies or whatever, right? So read, read, read. This is what I want you to do. This is how you're going to be incredibly successful, not only in this class, but in the rest of the world. Read, read, read. Read the signs, read the how-to-dos, read the instructions, just read. Okay? Get used to that. All right, I will have play posits. You're going to see how those work, which is what you're doing right now, is actually kind of a play posit. So you're going to watch the videos. In the videos, you're going to have quizzes. You always have quizzes. So always watch the play posits. Always do the quizzes. They add up. They add up really, really, really fast. Okay. Sometimes you're going to be like, why is this play posit worth so many points? And then this assignment's not. Don't even worry about that. A lot of the time, it's just me trying to get you to interact with the reading and the work, and quizzes sometimes are just an easy way. And plus they're easy points, right? Just like click, click, click. All right, don't guess. Guessing will destroy you. I've seen that many a time. Students try and guess, and then all of a sudden they failed the assignment when they very easily could have just watched me talk, right? Okay, so quizzes will be in play posits. Be mindful of that. When I say class discussion, those are discussions that you will post on Canvas, all right? And then those will be due Friday, and then you respond to your peers by Sunday, okay? You will be doing your first big assignment is going to be a personal narrative. It is you talking about who you are as a writer. And I'm going to break this open really big. You're going to see what it's all about, and you get to be as creative with this assignment as you possibly want to be. All I want to know is who you are as a writer, okay? I go into more detail on that later on, so don't worry about it. Again, rough drafts, you're going to have two of them. The first one is going to be a rough draft of your narrative. You will be giving peer reviews on that. Your second rough draft is going to be for the research assignment. Research assignment, don't panic. It's going to be a topic of your choice. I obviously guide you through what I'm looking for, so while you might have an idea of something, I'm going to kind of guide you to where I want it to be, okay? That's okay. It usually ends up being incredible stuff. I've seen awesome topics come from students. Don't half-ass this part, because this research paper that you're going to be doing is the second half of the entire semester. So think throughout the semester, if you were to think of a question you'd want to answer, what might it be? Okay, and we'll go from there. Okay, so again, it's a 4-unit class. They're going to be put to work. It'll be absolutely worth it. Okay. Again, peer reviews are going to be on the rough drafts. When it says 5 to 6, it's 5 to 6 per unit, right? So 5 or 6 peers you're going to review for the narrative, and then 5 or 6 peers you're going to review for the research paper. Okay, pretty easy. Again, you are going to have a research topic. I will guide you through it. There's going to be an outline I will need you to do. Many of you have probably already done outlines before. If not, I give you a template, fill it out kind of thing, and then move on. All right, the whole point of me getting the outline is I need to see where your ideas are going. I'm trying to preempt a disastrous final paper. That's my goal, is I'm trying to, like, how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. So I give you all these little tiny bites to get something really big. And one of those bites is going to be an outline. So please make sure that you do that. All right, so every time I have an assignment, the hope is that you do that so that you can get to the next step. And some of these things, if I don't get it, I might not be able to get you to that next step. So as we move through, our research paper, if I don't have an outline, I'm like, I'm going to need that before I can actually grade your research paper. And then what I've noticed is if some of these pieces aren't done, the research paper is a disaster. Oh, it's so sad. So please don't don't miss these pieces because you think that the points don't matter or whatever. It all matters, trust me. It all gets you in the end. Okay. All right. I do have a presentation here. What I usually like to do is have students present their findings in like a PowerPoint or a video, however you want to do it, just to kind of show me how you came up with these ideas, right? How did you come up with it? Where did you get this information? How do you feel about it, right? Just this thing. And I give you a whole template on it, on how to do the presentation. Super easy. It does kind of feel like a lot towards the end, but I give you the little pieces to get there. So by the time you're done with the research paper, you're like, oh, that was easy. I'd like done this all semester. I'm like, exactly. And then you do this quick little presentation. So that way I can just see where you're at. Yes, it gives me more grading, but it also shows me and gives you this opportunity to be like, look at this cool thing I made, right? And a lot of it's just taking what you had in your research paper and putting it in a PowerPoint. Super easy, that kind of thing. All right, you find a research project is up to you. I have a list of different options. Most students just like to do the 5 to 6 pages. You'll always have to do 5 to 6 pages for your final report, but some students will maybe do something bigger, maybe a video, maybe something that just shows me more research. So it gives you an opportunity to do something bigger. You do not have to, but you're always free to take it to the next level. That's what we're here for. Okay, all right, again, research, don't panic about it. When you really love something, you're not really thinking about it as being research as much as you are looking up more information about it. Okay, and that's the whole goal here. I do have what we call source summaries. I actually forgot we have 2 of those. For each source summary, you're gonna have 3 different sources. Okay, that first one is going to be only from Butte College's library. All right, the next one is going to be open. The whole reason why I do that is to give you this opportunity to find scholarly journals. So please make sure you follow all the details and instructions on how to do that. Okay. All right. For this one, when I say attendance is participation. I just need you to follow up with the discussion. The discussion you will get to when you're responding, always at least 3 of your peers for full credit. Discussions are 15 points. If you don't respond to your peers, you lose 5 full points. It's like 10 out of 15. And then it starts to add up really fast. So just get the full points. All right. I have rubrics on everything. So you can always check the rubric. The rubric will be the 3 little dots in the corner of like the discussion, the assignment, whatever. Click on that. It'll bring a pull down menu and then you click on the rubric. Always get to the rubric if you have questions. I always follow the rubric, okay? So you never have to worry, like, why'd you do this? I'm like, look at the rubric. It's on the rubric, okay? All right. Plagiarism, obviously, ChatGPT. I see that come through all the time, and you don't want to do that. You don't want to do them in that class. Not right now. There might be a time, I'm still debating if I want to throw it in, whether we are going to use Gbot, chat, whatever. I'm not even sure what it is fully because I haven't used it yet. We might be doing this together. And if you have tried it, I'm not saying don't, but a lot of times it screws you over in the end. So especially within this class. And to be honest with you, it's kind of considered plagiarism to some extent. So, because you're not using your own wordy words. So this is a tough one because I know in the future, this will probably be something that you might end up using for like a job. So I don't know. I'm still debating on if we're going to do that. Just be very mindful that if I call you out, you need to be able to back up your work. Okay. So just be mindful of that. So try not to use those extensively. Okay, especially when we do source summaries. Source summaries, whenever I've seen students try and do the chat bots or the whatever, it's a mess. It's always a mess, and it's always like, oh, there was such an easier way for you to do this. I will show you how to do that in the easier way. All right, that way you don't have to keep redoing things because you did it wrong the first time. Just do it right the first time. Make your life easy. All right. Obviously, academic integrity, code of conduct, just things where it's like, just don't be douchey. Okay, excuse my language. Okay. Oh, and by the way, sometimes I cuss in these videos, and you know what? I've seen your TikTokies. Y'all just gonna have to be okay with it. Okay. All right. So, just as a heads up, I want you to know if you need academic accommodations, you might not even know if you need it, but do it now. Do it now because DSPS disability accommodations, they are not retrograde. They do not go back in time. So if you've gone this whole time and you needed some kind of help, but you didn't tell me, I can't go back and fix that. So figure it out now. And if you go to page 4, go to page 4. It's actually going to give you a link for DSPS disabilities. And you might not even know it's something you need. Check it out. Who knows what kind of help you can get to make you more successful. So please, again, page 4, check out DSPS for disabilities. Okay, there's other support I would really love you to check out because again, you have no idea what you might need. Maybe you're half online, half in person. Maybe you need to get a bus or carpooling. Maybe you need a safe space. Maybe you need childcare. It's all here. It's all here on page 5 of our syllabus. So please go through, take a look. We've got the health center. We've got CAS. I'm going to talk about CAS in a second. Anything, maybe you got math class you need help with. Maybe you need EOPS. That's called Extended Opportunity Programs and Services. Again, DSPS is here, technical support, service learning, volunteerism, you name it, I got it. Okay, take a look at that. You never know what you're going to need. Maybe you want to change your name on a Butte College, on all your stuff. That's awesome. Go for it. We got forms there, right? Where certain bathrooms are on campus, say you're there. You name it, it's there. Okay. So again, go to page 5. That's going to be a quiz question. Pew, pew, pew. Okay. All right. So CAS is actually Center for Academic Success. What's really cool about CAS is they've got tutoring. They have online tutoring. They have in-person tutoring. They have all the help. Get the help. Please reach out. They are literally sitting at a desk waiting for somebody to reach out to them. That's what they are there for. So there's times where maybe I can't access something or I can't get to fast enough. CAS will always be there, and they're probably going to be able to give you a lot more time and be more flexible with you. So I will always be available on Zoom. Usually it's better around an afternoon for me, but if we need to make accommodations, I'm always willing to do that for you. Okay. All right. So again, CAS, page 5, check it out. Aside from that, again, we've got tutoring, we've got coaching, contact information for any of our specialists. When it comes to grading, I hate that I have to do a point system right now. It seems to be working the best for what I've been doing in this class. So yes, points count, sorry. But let's be honest, sometimes we start adding up those points, feels really good. If you don't like the point system, we can try and figure something out. Sometimes I'll do contract grading where there's that improvement throughout class. But to be honest with you, points usually show me the work that you're putting forth. And plus, it's also showing me that you did the work and you knew the answer to the thing. That's usually how that works for me. So, and it also helps with the rubric. So you can see when I'm grading a rubric, I'm like, look, I saw that you did this, but I need that, right? So it really it just kind of guides you. That's just what we do. Grading comes with good citizenship. All right, this is a huge part also of the syllabus quiz. Just as a heads up, I know that we're online. This is not social media. It's not Facebook. It's not Instagram. It's not your TikTokies. This is academics, okay? So a lot of the topics we cover are going to be, for some of you, maybe a struggle. Maybe they trigger you. Maybe they bother you. Maybe blah, blah. Maybe you have a rage that you want to put out there. Do not take it out on your students and do not take it out on me, okay? So if you have a statement to make, like an argument, it needs to be backed up with research or the reading or something. Not that I don't want opinions. That's not necessarily what I'm saying. What I don't want are rants and raves and angry diatribes about things because of emotion. So the reason why I say that is as we go through to our research paper, I'm really going to push that research, research mind where we are not throwing out our opinions on how we feel about something. We're going to pull the emotion out and we're going to make a statement based on facts, based on the information that we have received within the class or the research that we have done. Okay? That's the whole goal of this class. Because here's the thing, and I've tried to do argument papers, you're going to do that in English 11. Let that be your thing. But in this class, I really want to push on the research and your ability to write about something that might give you some kind of emotional feel, but take the emotion out. All right. So, in other words, be respectful. Don't say rude, disrespectful things because you just want to, because I don't want it and we don't need it. And this is a safe space, and I want everyone to recognize that this is a safe space. And if you are not feeling safe and things you are seeing, feeling, or hearing are coming at you, you let me know and I'm going to take care of it. Okay. In other words, we are very open minded, willing, understanding, trying to, maybe it's not something we originally want to believe in. Maybe it's like, I don't want to, because trust me, I have been there. I cannot tell you all the things I thought I knew. And then I traveled the world and I've experienced a lot of things and recognized like, oh, shit, well, I was wrong. It's okay to be wrong. And that's the other thing. It's okay to be wrong. It's okay to be scared. It's okay not to know. And it's okay to make mistakes and then come back and go, I'm sorry. That's totally okay. So in other words, say you do say something, you're like, oh, I didn't realize I said it in this way. I apologize. Just let me know. Right. And then we'll go from there. In other words, just be respectful. That's all we're looking for, right? We don't know. I don't know. Sometimes things, as we grow, we're like, oh, I had no idea that was inappropriate. Trust me, I can't tell you the years and years of teaching where I've had to change the way in which I saw something or heard something or, said something. Trust me, we're growing. It's cool. It's not a big deal. We just learn from our mistakes. So, in other words, as a good citizenship, participation, whatever, be respectful. All right. I'm gonna get off my little, my little soapbox for just a second, but I just had to let you know because I've seen in this class sometimes things get a little hairy, and I do want you to not be surprised when I have to quote unquote pull you aside and let you know disrespect will be sent to the dean. I have to. We're a safe space. We are an open minded, place, at least in my classroom. So you don't like it, you can go somewhere else. Don't mind. All right. I don't take any personal offense to that. Okay. Again, we will have weekly readings. We will have weekly quizzes. Always expect a quiz, a play posit, and a discussion. Ta-da! Okay. If you want more on some of the assignments, you can go to page 7 and it gets into more detail. I don't need to go there right now because you probably don't even care. You've probably stopped after my last diatribe anyway. So, all right. Just as a note, I do have self-reflection on here, and I feel like every semester I forget to reach out for a self-reflection, and I think I'm going to do that this semester. So just kind of be mindful. I want you to think of who are you at the beginning of this class? Just who are you? Where are you? And where do you think you are? How at the very end, I want you to reflect who you were in the beginning and how you are at the end. Did you grow? Did you feel you learned something? That's it. So anyway, okay, I know that was like 25 minutes of me, blah, 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 blah. But at least now you know. And now you're going to have all the answers to the syllabus quiz that's going to come right after this. So see you on the other side.